And we're good to go. Awesome. So I am super excited for today's call, but before we get into that, I have three announcements for you guys. And there's honestly so much going on right now. So always be sure to log into your online office and right on your dashboard on the homepage, if you just scroll down, you're going to see the coach breaking news. So check all that out. That's where you're going to find all of the information. But a couple things that we're doing just on our team within Fit Vibes Tribe and Slay Squad is a ring the barbell challenge. And so what that is anytime you sell beach bars, either on their own or if you buy them yourself or if somebody gets them as part of a bundle, we're doing a challenge where we're giving away three prizes at the end of this month. The prizes are a $30 Amazon gift card, a ring light, and or the Slay Squad hoodie that we have. So pretty awesome prizes just for promoting beach bars. The way to enter that is just to comment with the order number of your personal orders or confirmation that your clients have ordered that in the pinned announcement in Fit Vibes Tribe. Or if you're in other team pages, it's pinned in all the team pages that you're part of. So you can participate in that. Update number 2 is virtual weekend. We've started to mention BOD groups, which is going to be huge for us. There's also brand new programs launching. There's Mixed Berry Energize launching next month. So you're going to get all of those details on the virtual super weekend event. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Still waiting for the link. If anyone has it, send it to me and I'll post it. Otherwise, I'm keeping my eye out for that. And then last but not least, if any of you guys are in the Legacy Collective, right before this call, I was scrolling through some notifications and Desiree is a coach in there and she had this video on the stimulus checks. Has anyone seen that video? She just posted it like a couple hours ago. I'm going to say, if you're in that group, go check it out. I tried to download it so I can post it in Fit Vibes Tribe, but it wouldn't let me. But anyways, the theme that was going on in her video is how everyone's getting stimulus. Most people in the US are getting stimulus checks right now. And her mindset is not to leverage it, right? Like, think about if you were to see a post of somebody else saying, you got money, like now is the time, like come join me, like I know you have the money, it's gross. And like, no, if you would feel gross receiving a message or seeing a post from somebody in another company about the stimulus check, don't do it. There's other ways that you can talk about it, but there are people right now that need that money to live and or to pay rent and or like for other things. And then there are also people that are still getting paid full time and for them it's bonus and they're totally gonna be getting like, I really want a juicer and they're so freaking expensive, so I'm probably gonna get something like that, you know? And so you never know where people are coming at, so just be careful with what you're talking about with the stimulus checks via your posts and in your stories and whatnot. There is a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. If you're nervous about it, just business as usual. Keep inviting, keep following up, keep leading from your heart. And those that do have the funds that want to spend it towards this are going to sign up that much quicker because of that trust and the relationship that you have with them. So that's that. Desiree says it way better, but that was it in a nutshell. So today's team call is all about growing your team. Specifically, if you don't have spouse support, or if you maybe just don't even have a significant other and or your parents aren't that supportive of you. I think it's kind of funny because Gretchen and I are obviously twins, yet we have completely different growth stories within Beachbody and support stories of who supports us within our family and whatnot. And so she's going to talk all about how she's been able to do that. And I don't know if she's going to mention this or not, but she built her team to diamond rank while working 4 jobs, one of them being coaching. Crazy busy, always on the go. And you guys have heard her talk about time commitment and whatnot and how she built in little pockets of time. But literally, if Gretchen can do it with the schedule that she had and the lack of support that she had, anyone can do it. And she's going to give all of the tips on how she has been able to do that. So take it away, Gret.
Yes, I'm going to make my screen bigger. So I was not going to mention how busy I was, but that is a good point that everything that I'm about to say, it happened when I had those 4 jobs. So you don't feel like what I'm about to say requires a lot of time. But when Sam first asked me to go live about this call, I was like, first and foremost, that's an awesome call idea. But secondly, I don't know what I can say, like, that's different from what you guys already know. But then I was like, let me just jot down some ideas. And at first I typed them in my notes app and I had like 20 things listed. I was like, oh, okay, I guess there are some things that I've been doing. And you guys might already be doing some of these or all of these or none of them. So there are two things I'm going to talk about. Number one is basically just what I did. And I have 10 things that I did to help build me to diamond. And then there's another section after that that I'm going to talk to you about how to keep your coaches around, because it's very different building to diamond and staying diamond. And I've been a diamond. I built to diamond in 3 months of coaching, and I've lost it a couple times, dropped to emerald. One time I dropped to ruby, if any of you guys know what that is. So I did lose it here and there, but pretty consistently for the last 3.5 years, I have been diamond. So I feel like I have a good grasp on how to get there, how to maintain it, and how to build lots of emeralds. I've always wanted to have an emerald garden, and I have, I think, 7 emeralds right now. So 4 are on my one leg and 3 are on the other. So I like to refer to myself as a diamond times 3. It helps me keep track of where I am in my business and showing that I'm moving it forward. So I don't know if you guys want to take notes. You can write them down if you want to. I'm just going to jump in. So the very first thing that I did was sign everyone up as a discount coach. There was a team call that had to be within my first 2 weeks as a coach, and it was with a personal trainer who was doing well with coaching, and she told us that that's what she did. And in the moment I was like, that is so mean. Why would you sign everyone up as a discount coach? Like, what if they don't want the discounts? What if they don't want to pay the $16? Like, that's just rude. But she explained why she did that. And from that day on, I signed people up as discount coaches, because almost always does someone either want more Shakeology or Energize and Recover, or do they forget to cancel and get charged for it? And if they are not a discount member, they're getting paid full price. And to be honest, you get paid more money as a coach when they are a customer and renew. So it's not like I was doing myself any benefit from telling them to be a coach versus a customer. I'm actually helping them save money. So with that mindset, I was like, yeah, I'm obviously going to have people sign up as discount coaches. They can always cancel, and I'm super clear about that. But every single person, and I don't have the script on me right now, but there's a specific script that I use where we go through all the questions, we go through all the things where I know exactly what I want to get them set up with, what flavors of shakes they want and whatnot. And the last thing I do is I say, okay, great, I'm going to get you signed up as a discount member. What this means is you'll have 25% discount to any future purchases. There is a $16 fee, but you're still saving money even with paying that. And you get links to sign up customers where you can earn the income. If you're not interested, no worries at all. You can cancel with no cancellation fee. How does that sound? And for me, 99% of my clients said, yeah, sure, sounds good, sign me up. For some reason, different scripts work for every person. Sam tries to use that script and no one signs up. Whereas I tried to use Sam's script once because hers is same idea, but it's just worded differently. And I personally loved it. So I was like, oh, I want to try that. I sent it to people. 9 times out of 10, they said, no, just a customer, please. So find what works to you, which means just have more and more conversations. And if everyone's saying no, tweak it. Or if everyone's saying yes, keep it and then share it with your team so that there's another option out there. So that's the first thing I did. And it's not like I was hitting high Success Club points. I would think I was just hitting Success Club 6, maybe 8. But to get to Diamond, didn't do this math beforehand. So you need 8 coaches total. So if I'm signing up 3 people a month, that's 3 months. I must have been at least Success Club 6. So it's not like I was hitting high Success Club points. Oh, and I wasn't even mentioning, for those people that I was offering discount coaching to, I wasn't even mentioning coaching. I was just saying, here's what discount members means. And they were like, yep, sign me up. Looking back, I kind of wish that I would have added in a line that Sam adds in now. That's like, and if you want, I can teach you how to grow a business or something. But back in the day, didn't mention that at all. They just knew that they were getting discounts. So That's one thing. The second thing is that this sounds so common sense, but I invited people who I thought would make good coaches, which now, being in this business for 4.5 years, I sometimes don't invite those people, at least not right away, because I'm like, I want to have a good connection first. I want to make sure that they trust me. And I feel like I don't want to push anything too quickly. Back when I first started coaching, there was a girl, I don't know if she's on this call, she's still a coach today, um, who we were friends in high school, kind of lost touch after that, but she was in on the track team, super active, big runner, super busy. She was in school to be a physician's assistant, but I invited her because I thought she'd be an amazing coach, and she said yes. And then I invited my sister, who's not a coach anymore, she's never on these calls, who, I don't know why I thought she'd be a good coach, but I thought she'd be a good coach. And she's the most unlikely person to say yes to coaching, but she said yes and worked her business. So like, if there's someone that you think would be a good fit for coaching, just invite them. I did this yesterday. I didn't even connect with her before. We had a power hour, and I found her and I added her as a friend. And then Sam messaged me and she was like, hey, this girl just followed me and I saw that you're already following her. It looks like she'd make a great coach. And I was like, oh, who is it? And I went to her page and I was like, you're so right. Why did I not think to do this right away? And I just sent her an invite, and she said, I actually would be really interested. Do you need my email to send me a link to send me the recording? And I was like, nope, here you go. Watch this. And she's interested. So just invite. Don't be nervous about it. If you think they'd be good, invite them. Next thing is that once you get, and we can talk a little bit more later if you have specific questions about how I got people other than mentioning the discount coaching to sign up. But next thing was getting started right calls. And back in the day, Sam, I think you did them with me, maybe not. I feel like every other one, maybe Sam joined on, but I did getting started right calls, which were only 15 minutes max. And I just explained what coaching was and what I do on a day-to-day basis. But the most important thing, I think, during the getting started right call is that the very first thing you should ask them is, what are their goals? And listen to what they are saying. Just recently, I had a coach say that her main goal was helping people. So I didn't even jump into what emerald means or what diamond rank, emerald rank, success club. We didn't touch on any of that. I literally just said, okay, you want to help people, get people signed up with what you got signed up with. I'll help. Here are some scripts, da, da, da. If they are like, I want to join for the trips, then I'm going to mention what Success Club is, and maybe Emerald, but definitely Success Club. If they want to build a business, I'm for sure going to mention Success Club and Emerald and Diamond, but don't overload them with information that doesn't motivate them. So listen to what their goals are and tweak what you talk about based on what they're saying. So that was really important. Another thing, and this just happened most recently, is if they don't have time for a getting started right call, it's okay. One of Courtney's on here right now. So she's one of my top coaches right now. She is busy AF. She didn't have time for a getting started right call. We just did our getting started right call via voice messages back and forth. And she still watched the trainings. She took her time to do that. So trainings are important for me, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So, but the getting started right call, do it in whatever way makes sense for the person that you're working with. If that's a Zoom call, if it's a phone call, if it is voice messages, but make sure there's something where they are feeling guided into this and not just on their own, like, okay, I'm a coach, I watch the trainings, now what? So that was really important. Oh, and on that getting started right call, the most important thing that I mentioned, no matter what their goals are, is to create a coming out post. And I give them some tips. Don't mention Beachbody, don't mention programs. You want them to come to you for those things. So I'll give them guidelines, but I tell them to make a post. And I think that's all I say. I don't even say, I'm going to send you a script to send it to everyone who likes it, because sometimes that makes them nervous. So I'm just like, announce it on your social media pages and we'll go from there. Do it tonight and send, and let me know when you do it so I can go like it. And then I am on their page about 24 hours later and I'll send them a message like, listen, you got 24 likes here, 40 likes here, 2 comments here or there. Send this message to people who commented. Send this message to people who liked it. And then send me screenshots when you're done. And a lot of people don't want to send you screenshots. They think they're being annoying. So I go out of my way to say, I want to see these. You are not annoying me. I am here to help you. Please, please, please send me your screenshots. And then they do. And then I help them respond. And when I respond with something, I think this is a separate point. If you get a screenshot from someone, or you are saying, they're just saying, hey, what should I say for this? I will respond. I'll say, this is what I would say, and this is why. And I don't know if that's helpful for other people, but the reason I do that is because I want you to learn why I'm saying those things. So I'm going to try to think of an example off the top of my head. Like if someone says, hey, this girl's really busy. She might want Shakeology. What would you say? I might say, send her the script of Shakeology and add in, I think you'd really like it because of your busy schedule. It literally takes 1 minute to whip up and you can grab it and go. And the reason why I would say that is because she said she's busy. So you want to talk to that pain point and you want to make it super clear that you're correlating what the product is and how it can help her. And then they're in the back of their minds like, oh, okay, so I need to relate to them. Or whatever it is, you're telling them why you would respond in that way, which might seem like overdoing it, but I find it is not. Okay. The next thing is match their speed. Every coach who signs up has different reasons for signing up. They have different goals for signing up and they want different things out of this business. Match their speed. If you are like, oh my God, Amber's going to be the best coach. I can already tell. Look at her profile. She's already doing the workouts. Let's fucking run and send these messages and do this and that. If that's not what she wants, she's going to quit. You're going to overwhelm her. Maybe she'll go back to just being a challenger. And on the other side, if Amber is like, Gretchen, help, I'm good, let's go, I want to help people, I want those trips. And I'm like, okay, watch the trainings and, maybe that'll take you 3 days. Send me a message after that. And then we'll talk about a getting started right call. And then after that, I'll send you scripts to send. Hell no, you better do those trainings right then and there. If you don't have time to do the trainings, I will tell you what you need to say. Let's do this. So match their speed. And if there's somewhere in the middle, that's fine too. Again, this really comes with just listening to what their goals are and being very perceptive to how they're telling you. If they seem nervous, then go a little bit slower. If they seem eager, go a little bit faster. And if you don't know yet how to manage that, often I do my getting started right calls now with my coaches who have coaches. It's actually not my call. It's Jackie's person who just signed up, or it's Kate's person. So get your upline on. Sam still joins some of mine. Everyone loves Sam. She's like this big figure. So with my new coaches, I have Sam join, even if she doesn't say anything. It's just cool to have that community feel. And then she can chip in with all of her bits of knowledge too. The next thing is trainings. I personally feel that trainings are important. Otherwise, I'm going to be repeating myself all the time. And I know that there are some top coaches, even top coaches on our team, who don't do the trainings. They don't suggest them, but I do. And I find that my working coaches are the ones that actually do the trainings. Sometimes it takes them a day. Other times it takes them a couple of weeks, but they do the trainings. So that is I just use the Fit Vibes Tribe. It's no extra effort on me. I say draft a post, find the units training here, and then we'll go from there. So I'm not really going to touch on that more. I don't know if you guys know what the trainings is. It basically just reviews Success Club, Emerald, what we do, how we share on social media, our day-to-day tasks, that type of stuff. Next thing is get them signed up with what they signed up with. I will never forget one of my very first conversations I had I was so nervous for it. I remember saying, it was just a conversation I hadn't even invited yet. And it was literally as simple as I said, how's your weekend going? And she responded with how her weekend was going. And Sam was with me. And I said, Sam, what should I say next? And she was like, tell her you're in LA right now and tell her what you're up to. So having those conversations, but I was just so nervous because I didn't know what to offer her. And just getting them signed up with the same thing that you got signed up with is the easiest thing. And teaching your coaches to do that too. If you have someone who just signed up, tell them, get them signed up with what you signed up with. You already know what Shakeology is like. You already know what the workouts are like. Just talk about that. It's so much more natural than trying to teach them, well, this is what Energize and Recover is, and or this is what Shakeology is. And maybe they'd want collagen. Just make it as easy as possible. Okay, two last things for this piece. Next one, show them where to find things. I um, I do have more free time now, but I don't like to handhold extensively. I am there to help, but if it's posted somewhere, know where to find it. So if my coach says, um, hey, what would you say next to this? If it's something that I would say that's directly from the script, I would say, this is what I would say. I got it from the script. Or I would say, it's question number 3 in the scripts. You can find the scripts in Fit Vibes Tribes and click files. It's right in there under Sam's scripts. Or if someone wants to know if a coach is active, sign into your online office, click on Monitor My Business, click on Sponsorship Drill Down, and you'll see there over on the left-hand side. So I explain, instead of giving people, my coaches specifically, instead of just giving them the answer for business related things, I will tell them where to find it in the team page or where to find it in the online office. And I'll give super specific directions. Open Fit Vibes Tribe in the search, type this, and it'll be your second post that you find there. Just trying to get, you can do the work. You don't want to get in the habit of just being the source that answers all their questions for them. And lastly, work with their downlines. And for some of you, you might not have any coaches right now. For others, you do. For others, you've been working with their downlines for a long time. But if they have someone, even if it's their sister, if they have someone who wants to sign up, put you in a group chat, the 3 of you, and do the same thing that we just mentioned. You can do a getting started right call. You can share scripts with them. You can show them where to find things, but work with their downlines. Don't make them feel like, great, you're halfway to Emerald. Where's the next one? Actually work with them. And a big piece of that is using some of your business time to coach your coaches, which is a very bizarre thing at first. I remember thinking to Sam, like, how the hell am I supposed to do my work and coach coaches? First of all, I don't know what to do as a coach, like to coach a coach. I've never done that before, but you do need to commit some of your time, not a ton. I think even top coaches say 80% of their time is still spent on their own business, but you do need to spend some of your time reaching out to them, checking in with them, asking the right questions and making sure that they're still on course towards reaching their goals. And keep recruiting. One of my coaches, China, just said to me, like, I totally get why you'd want to sign everyone up as a discount member, but my fear is that I'll get to Diamond and then I'll lose it the next week because they quit. And I said, they will quit. They're going to quit at times, which is why you keep recruiting. It's not like once you hit Diamond, now all of a sudden you slow down. Diamond is a stepping stone, and you consistently replace, so that if Katie and Coley go inactive, but I had Megan and Marcia sign up afterwards, doesn't matter that they went inactive, you're consistently refilling those coach spots. Okay. I don't know if you want to stop for questions there, or I can just keep going on. My next topic is how to get them to stick around. Do you have a preference?
I mean, there were a couple things that I wanted to point out, and you did mention this super quickly, but I'm looking at the list of everybody who's on, and some people are watching on Facebook. And so I just wanted to remind everyone that if you are still at the beginning, like either a newbie or maybe you have 1, maybe 2 coaches, when she was talking about the getting started right calls and like mentoring your team, we do that with you. So like if I'm your coach, we do like a 3-way call. Gretchen would hop on there with you. We can all hop on there with you. So you're not supposed to know how to do anything that Gretchen just said right now. That's what your upline is here for. So when you do sign up customers, we help you work with your customers. When you do sign up coaches, we help you work with your coaches. But this is giving you an excellent insight on the mindset behind it, like what we're going to be doing, why we're doing it, and how it will help your business. So don't be afraid, like you don't have to do your own getting started right calls right away unless you want to. And then the other thing I was going to mention too, going along with what you just said about discount coaches, I was on a call 3 weeks ago or so with another top coach who encourages her girls to sign up everybody as discount coaches. And part of me is like, why, when you could make a little bit more money sometimes off of commission? And she said, because with a discount coach, or sorry, when you're diamond, sign up everybody as a discount coach to get to diamond, because your followers need to see that you are improving. They need to see that you're an emerald coach. They don't know what it means that you're an emerald coach and that you're a diamond coach, but they need that social proof that you're moving up the ladder, if you will, within your business, that you're succeeding. So they need to see that you are a diamond coach, even if they don't know what it is. And the thing that got me most is she said, when you are a diamond, that allows you the flexibility to find your runners. Right? Like Gretchen didn't mention this yet, but the first 2 people that got her to diamond are not with her anymore. They are not her current emeralds, but she got there, and then she's about to be 1-star tomorrow. And so she got there, and then it allowed the flexibility to keep doing the things, but then to find the runners and then to find all the people. So yeah, signing up people as discount coaches, and customers are fine too, of course, still do that, but at least knowing that diamond truly is a stepping stone. It's like, check off the list, okay, on to the next, on to building more emeralds, an emerald garden, if you will. So there's definitely a lot of power behind that. But does anyone else have any questions for Gretchen so far before she gets into team stuff?
And just to add on, oh yeah, go ahead. Does someone have a question?
Just a super quick question. For the girl that you wanted to invite to coaching and Sam was like, that girl seems like she'd be a great coach. And you're like, oh yeah. Did you just cold invite her, or did you guys have any connection first?
Yesterday, I just cold invited. It was genuine. It wasn't, hey, I saw your page and thought you'd make a great coach. I'm hosting a sneak peek. Do you want this recording? It had pieces of, like, I found you, I love your vibe, like things that we all normally do. And at the end, I was like, no worries at all. Either way, stay healthy, stay safe, especially during this crazy time. So it was a cold invite that I felt was very genuine, but it was cold. I'd never once talked to her before. And cold invites typically don't work for me. I know Ashley was sure her business thrives off of cold invites, at least used to. If I do a cold invite, I hear crickets. So it's not normal for me to hear back from someone like that, but she responded within minutes saying, yep, I'm interested. Do you need my email? And then I sent her the recording. So don't be afraid to do that either.
And I have a quick question. So for people who sign up as discount coaches and they say like, yeah, maybe someday, or like, I really just want the discount, would you follow up with them like you follow up with people who don't sign up for the first time as customers? Like, how frequently would you follow up? Like, hey, are you ready to maybe think about coaching or coming to this coaching thing? Like, just how often do you kind of plug them?
So discount coaches are amazing people to follow up with, because they literally have no other thing that they need to do to get started. They just need to start sharing. They don't have to purchase anything. So that's why I love sneak peeks. That's when I follow up with them. So, and now we're starting to do them more often, but I didn't used to do them this often. I would do them about once a month. So once a month, I would reach out to them. And if they gave me the indication that they were just extremely busy, I might give it 2 months, but typically it's once a month. And my follow-up will be, I'm co-hosting the sneak peek tomorrow. No idea if now is better timing. It's going to be an 11-minute or less recording. I can either send you the recording or you can join live. Is now better timing to learn about it?
Okay.
Good question. What I was going to say earlier is that, yeah, the coaches, I had so many emeralds that helped me get to diamond that are no longer coaching anymore. So just constantly recruiting, getting new coaches, and it does give you that flexibility. I didn't lose diamond because those emeralds quit. It was because I didn't have enough discount coaches signed up under me, or active coaches. But by the time one emerald was gone, that hitting diamond gave me time to find more people to become emerald. So now I'm a strong diamond. I'm diamond times 3. but I wouldn't have gotten there had I not first gotten to Diamond and then really focus on, okay, who do I want to be on my team and help me build this business. Sam says discount coaches make the best working coaches. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what time is it? All right, we're good. All right, so I just wanted to talk briefly, not as long, about how to get them to stick around. So first and foremost, you want to invite a bunch of people, obviously, but you want to invite people to coach with you that you actually want to be friends with. Every single coach on my team, I want to be their best friend. And they're either already my best friend or they will be, because we're going to be working together for longer in the future. There's no one on my team that I don't vibe with. And I think that's really important, because I have had so many people who have fallen off, so many coaches who have fallen off. But before I get to that, if they say no to coaching at first, at least get them in as a challenger. So many great coaches start off as challengers. Again, I keep calling Courtney out, but Courtney already had BOD, didn't sign up with a coach, so she just had it on her own, didn't want to coach, didn't want a challenge pack. I added her into our accountability group. She loved it. I think like 1 month later, she got a completion pack, started coaching. She's hit Success Club now. She's Emerald. So just get them in. If they are, and right from the get-go, I knew Courtney is someone I wanted to be friends with. She just has an awesome vibe, and I feel like I can see myself in her, and I just want to be her friend. So invite her in. Hopefully they'll love it. And if not, you've got another friend out of it. So that is really, really important, even if they're not ready to coach right away. The second thing that I briefly touched on is allow them to take time off if they need it. It is not your role as a coach to convince someone to stay in this business. Everyone has reasons that they might slow down or completely stop coaching, but it's your role to just be there for them. And if they are a friend, which again, you're inviting people to coach that you want to be friends with, if they are a friend, your life doesn't change much. Like Morgan has taken time off, Jackie has taken time off, Kate has taken time off. Those are my 3 coaches right now who are a hair away from Diamond. And they've been coaching anywhere from 2.5 years. Actually, I think they've all been coaching around the same time. But for whatever reason, I don't care what the reason was, they had to slow down at one point or maybe stopped coaching, but they jumped back in, and allow them to take that time off. I would still message them weekly asking what their weekend plans were, or telling them about my dating life, like whatever it is that you would normally do with friends. I truly feel like my team is a group of friends, and we have this community where, sure, I'd be really disappointed if someone were to quit coaching, but I'm still going to message them daily. I'm still going to be their friend. And I feel like that keeps us around too. Like, we want to be part of this. Like Jackie, she just said, I never quit because of the friendships. If you quit, like you're that kind of, you wouldn't be talking to each other as much as you normally would. And that's kind of sad. Like, you stay for the community, even if it is just as a discount member. So I think everyone, I get the chill just thinking about it, everyone should really strive to, I don't know, have that community. It's not just coaching, it truly is friendships. Another thing is give them the community and the accountability. Before, Coley had this amazing thing that she has now with our morning workouts. Morgan and Jackie and I used to do our own. It was just the 3 of us. We would set a time. We would say, we're going to be on at 5:30 or 6, whatever it is, 4:30. And it was just the 3 of us, and we would hop on together just as friends working out. So if the big groups are too much, get together with your team specifically and have your workouts together or do work together. Jackie and I do power hours all the time. We're muted the entire time. We literally just see each other working. So just bringing in any way you can that friendship and relationship and person in real life into this versus just being behind your phone. Group chats, group workouts. I guess the last thing is analyze how closely you should be working with them and checking in with them. Because same as the Getting Started Right call, where everyone has different motivators and goals for this business, everyone has a different amount of levels that they want to check in with you. Katie, that's funny. If you have a coach who wants to be one-on-one every single day and they want to be messaging you, awesome, be there for them. But if you have another coach who just wants you to remind her when sneak peeks are or let her know when you're hosting a new challenge group, then you can do that too. You don't want to push people away because you're trying to instill the way that you like to learn on them. So I have coaches that I check in with once every 2 months, 3 months even. I have other coaches who I check in with every single day. I have other coaches who it's once a week. It really ranges and it depends on what they're looking for. And if you don't know, then ask them. Like, hey, I feel like I'm annoying you because I'm messaging you and I don't hear back from you. Please let me know if you want me to stop, or I think that I feel like I'm not talking to you. Do you want me to message you more often? Like, if you're feeling any insecurity or you don't know how often to reach out to any of your coaches, just ask them what works for them. Because again, same as before, you don't want to overwhelm them. You want to kind of match them with where they're at. And everyone has different personality levels. And then the last thing of how to keep them around too, especially for those who are motivated by rank, and everyone has different thoughts on this, but let them know what their rank is and when they are in jeopardy of losing it. Because people who sign up for income and for rank advancements and trips and all of that, I find that my coaches want to know anytime someone says a little red button saying inactive, that indicating they're projected to be inactive. If they're a working coach, I absolutely reach out to them and I'll say, hey, China, just so you know, this person's about to be inactive. What that means is you would lose Emerald rank because that's the only coach on that leg. So make sure to sign someone else up before this date, or reach out to them and see if they wanted to, try a new product. There's new Energize coming out, new beach bars, and because they don't want to lose rank. If they're in this for income and for community and team and all of it, they want to stay whatever rank it is. So I do think it is important to reach into your downlines and let them know that too. And those are all my tips.
I love it. So good. I have a couple things jotted down, but I wanted to give it to you guys first. Any questions for Gret about any of that? Or anything else related to Diamond, Emerald, recruiting, Success Club consistently? Okay, so I'll ask my question. As you were talking about a bunch of things, in my head I was like, how did you stay organized, especially in the beginning when you were, like you said, you were hitting Success Club, at least Success Club 6 every single month, and growing a team and mentoring those emeralds and having 4 jobs, which is a lot. So what did that look like for you back then? And I guess now, how did you stay organized with all of it?
Everything was really, really scheduled. My personal work for Beachbody was in the nooks and crannies of my day, as you guys, I think, all know. It was my bathroom breaks. I literally had coworkers asking if I was okay because I would go to the bathroom so much. And when I go to the bathroom, I would stay there longer than what it takes to go pee because I'm actually responding to messages. So it was bathroom breaks. It was when I was walking my dog. It was Uber rides. That's when I did my business. But for coaches, like when I had someone sign up who wanted to coach, or, that time that I'm saying that 10 to 20% of our time should be spent on our coaches, that was scheduled because my life was so busy. So I would say, one of my coaches, my early emeralds, was Kari. I was like, Kari, are you free at 6:30 tonight? It was always weekends or evening hours. And some nights I worked until 8 p.m. So it really depended on the day, but I would schedule the getting started right calls then. Voice messages actually weren't a thing in Instagram or even Facebook Messenger then, so that tip was more recent. But yeah, everything for coach work was scheduled after work hours. I don't know if that helps. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. I typed in the chat, they always say, if you want something done, ask a busy person. Like when I still worked full time and coached on the side, I was so laser focused and efficient and productive. And now that I coach full time, I could work 8 hours, but really not, like really work too, Takes longer.
And I will say too, I recently quit my full-time job and I do Beachbody and then my other business. And one big reason I did that was to help my downline, because I know that they aren't doing that yet. They still have full-time jobs. So I want to be there if they have a coach that just signed up and they're a runner, but my coach has to work for 8 hours and can't respond to messages, I can be there. So make sure you are in touch with your upline. I guarantee you your upline is going to want to help you grow your team. So make sure everyone's connected. You don't even have to, if you're so busy that you can't do a getting started right call, your upline will be there anyways. It could be your upline and your coach, or, there's always a way to get it done, even if you're super busy, where you don't have to do it all on your own too.
Yeah. Love it. Any questions? One thing I did want to share was an image that I have about Diamond Rank, because I know some of you are sitting and you're like, wait, what the heck is Diamond? What are we learning all about? I can see you on my screen. Is this big enough for you to see? Yeah, okay. So I'll just kind of walk you guys through this. So this is Coach. This is if you just signed up. Actually, sorry, you're an active coach. If you just signed up and you're on Shakeology and or Energize Recover, anything like that, you have at least 50 PV, then you're an active coach. The first goal is to get to Emerald. How long did it take you to get to Emerald?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. I don't know. Maybe a week or two, maybe a month. I'm not sure.
It varies. So this is just 2 people. Again, they can be discount coaches or working coaches or mom and dad. And this might be a good point to say, I'll stop sharing for a quick sec, that if you do have a significant other or supportive parents or supportive best friends, utilize them. Like, I don't think that Gretchen would ever say, I've loved building this way. It's that she was forced to build this way. And I signed up Harry as one of my first coaches and didn't do anything with him. But eventually, after like a year and a half, I saw the benefit of working his business. And now he caps out, unfortunately, at $250 a week. And I will be getting him back to Diamond tomorrow. But still, that level of income is possible, not only for you, but also a significant other or mom or dad account. So if you have that support, use it to get to Emerald and or beyond, and you don't even have to worry about the beyond part until you're ready for that. Go ahead.
Can I just say something too? Absolutely. If I had a significant other, I absolutely would have them as one of my first coaches and growing them. As I said, I'm I'm Diamond ×3 right now. If I could have grown an account to be one of those diamonds, I'd be 1 star. It'd be on my week leg. I'd be making so much more money. So it is a huge advantage. I just wasn't in a position where I'd be able to control an account. With that said, I have been Diamond for 3.5 years, so it does take a little bit longer to find those working coaches who are consistently putting in the effort. But so if you do have someone that can be in that spot, it's very helpful, but not necessary. As I've done.
Perfect. Well said. Okay, so that's Emerald. Ruby is what Gretchen kind of like jokingly said earlier, because no one really ever hits Ruby. What Ruby is, as you can see, 4 coaches total, 2 on each side, and then 1 on each side is an Emerald. And that's why people rarely hit Ruby, is because those 2 Emeralds are usually the hardest part. So while you're building Emerald, you're recruiting more coaches, and Diamond is 4 active coaches on each side, so 8 total, and then 2 of which are Emerald. Again, if you can actually mentor your own 2 Emeralds, that's how a lot of people, I think Gretchen might be the only coach on my team. That might be incorrect. I haven't spent time thinking about that, but I think she might be the only coach on my team that hasn't built by building someone that she can control and or both people that she can control. Because again, if you have 2 people that you can control, it's worth it. Get to Diamond, and then you have all of this flexibility to keep recruiting and finding those builders. But as this call is if you don't have that, obviously you can still do that with working coaches. So that's what Diamond Rank is. Diamond Rank is something that I do believe it's a decision. I think that it's a decision to be consistent in your business. It's a decision to do the vital behaviors, which is just inviting, well, first of all, doing the trainings if you haven't yet, inviting, following up, because as Gretchen said earlier, she was just hitting Success Club consistently. Like she was just signing up 3 people a month, which is totally doable for anyone, even somebody with 4 jobs. And then it's truly the stepping stone. That from there you start to build more and more emeralds and a solid base and a solid income, and then we advance to Star Diamond and beyond. But yeah, I think that anybody can do it. I think, Gret, you did it in 3 months, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
3 months. I did it in 6 months without Harry. I didn't get him to emeralds. So there are coaches too that do it in a week. So that's kind of like what you're, and then there are coaches that do it in a year. So that's kind of when you're thinking of, okay, I want to do this. Let's do this. When should I set my goal date by? It's up to you. It's how fast you want to run, how many people that you know now, and even not, like, I don't know if she's on our call, but Sarah, also under Gretchen, and Jackie is a brand new coach, brand new Instagram, and she's at 5 coaches already. So it's just how much fire you have in you if you want to make it happen within a week, month, year, whatever it is.
And no timeline is wrong. You just because Jackie's coach Sarah is at 5 coaches right now, doesn't mean you have to be. She might have very different goals than you do, and we don't know what her situation is or what her motives are. So don't feel like you're going too slow in this business or too fast in this business. This business is whatever you want it to be. So easier said than done, but don't compare yourself to other people, other coaches.
Yeah. We have some questions in the chat. Steph says, how many people are we allowed to sign up on one of our cards? Yes, Jackie answered that, U+2. Do you want to explain what that means, Gret?
So U+2, you can have obviously your credit card will be for your orders, and it can be your spouse's orders and one other, but no one else. So like if you are, which I don't have this issue because I don't have accounts to control, but let's say it's you, your spouse, and then a mom or a sister. You could do that, but if for some reason you wanted to keep your spouse active by signing up their sister, that person can't have your credit card. It's you and then 2 others that can have the same credit card. Otherwise, compliance will notice and they'll shut you down.
Well, let's say they won't shut you down. They'll give you one chance to redeem yourself.
That's true.
They'll give you one chance to switch the credit card or like figure that ish out, because sometimes it does happen by mistake.
Yeah, and they won't actually shut you down. That was harsh to say. They'll just like, it won't count as a coach towards you. Your business will stay up and running and you'll be fine.
Katie said, does Harry's account top at 250 a week just in team volume? Yeah, so as an Emerald coach, your team volume caps at 250. As a Diamond, it caps at 1,000. And then it just goes up, or no, Ruby is 1,000. I think Diamond is 2,000. So it just goes up and up from there. And so Harry's, I've built his volume so heavily that at Emerald, he is capping out at that team cycle bonus. But as a Diamond, he'll go back up to earning whatever it normally would be. But you can't cap out and reach out commission. You can keep selling that stuff. Steph says, okay, and do they have to be reported to compliance or something? Oh, for the U+2. I feel like I've heard of that before. I've had my mom sign up on a card for a while and never reported it. You don't have to report it. Compliance will reach out to you. And usually they're just going to say, hey, do you know this person? Do you know that they're using your card? Are they living with you, or like whatever the whole situation is? So I would just wait until they notice it. Brandy said, despite watching a few videos about it, I don't really understand the signing up of the spouse and how you work their business. I need to figure that out ASAP. I don't really understand the signing up of your spouse. So like why you'd sign them up? Is that what you mean, Brandy?
Where did she go? I don't see her anymore.
No, I mean how it works when you get them signed up, and then how you work it so that you can work theirs. Like
Okay.
just what the process is.
Yeah, so you would sign them up, and you can do it in a couple different ways. I am like super competitive with myself with like Success Club points and whatnot. So I signed up Harry with a challenge pack just so I could get 2 points. But you could also just sign him up with like the coach fee of $39.95 and then just get him active with something. And then once he's signed up, he's a working coach. And then by working his account, what I mean is I always focus on my business first. So as I was growing Harry's, I would hit Success Club 10, which was my personal goal, no matter what, first. And then anybody else that month, I would actually, when I went to go sign them up, I would sign them up and like log into ShareCart as Harry and create that link and send it to them as Harry. And what I would phrase it as is, it may say that your coach is Harrison Penkoff, which it does. It says this, this is your coach. And like, it may say that your coach is Harrison Penkoff. If it does, it's totally fine. If you ever work the business, it's the best spot for you. But if not, just know that I am here as your coach every single step of the way. Once I've had someone to be like, this is weird, can I just have you? Everybody else, and he's Diamond, is like, has been totally fine with it. So that's kind of, does that answer your question? Cool. Hallie says, not sister. I tried to sign my sister on my card and it didn't work. Really?
Yeah, it actually has to be a significant, wow, I stumbled over that, significant other, or I think like a mom or dad. I'm pretty sure, because I remember hearing that years ago.
Yeah, they said because she doesn't technically count in their rules as immediate family. Immediate family is only someone who gave birth to me or was part of the giving birth process, or a significant other. I feel like you could probably put a sibling on though, and then if they ask, you can say that's my significant other. But yeah, when I said it was my sister, they said, oh, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, when I signed up Harry, we were just dating at the time, and I told them that he was my significant other, or my spouse. And I think too, when I signed up my mom, who I just signed her up as a placeholder, but they asked about that, and I think they said they had to be living with you or something. So I was like, yep, she does. I have Jeff on a different card, so no questions. There you go.
Also, just going back to Brandy's question too, you wouldn't really, I mean, it depends what your goals are, but you wouldn't really have to grow your husband's business until you're at a place where you're good with yours. So like you could make sure you're at a solid diamond before, well, actually you could have him be emerald. So like Sam said, you would just send him, send his link for 2 people, but you wouldn't have to worry about how do I get him to diamond just yet. I don't know if that was in your question, but just wanted to point that out. Also too, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it was just because I was writing out all my notes before this call. I went over a lot of different things, and we have a lot of different coaches. Some have been coaching for 5 years, 6 years, 7 on this call. Others probably signed up this week. So it can be very overwhelming, but if you write them down, it's things that you would normally do. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I'm just pointing it out, but you're probably already doing those things, or it's minor tweaks, and it should not take more of your time. It's just what you're spending your time doing. So if you feel overwhelmed from any of my notes, pick one thing that you want to do from it, but it's not too intense. Again, I had 4 jobs when I did it, so you can do it.
And I think this would be a good time to say too, if you're at all confused and or fired up and like ready to go, set up a call with your upline to strategize what the best solution is for you, because I'm very much like, I love reports and I love strategy and I love seeing who's where. And I totally get that not everyone is like that. Like that scares some people away. So set up a call with your upline coach, because we can say, okay, this is what you have. This is what you need. Go do it. Like, and we'll give you a strategy for that too. So if you have any questions, or again, you want to get to that next level, set up a call with your upline or with me, and we can go over all of that stuff.
I just saw in the chat too, I think Steph was like, oh damn, that sucks for us single folk, LOL, not fair. So just to touch on that too, yeah, it does suck. There's a ton of benefits of having specifically your spouse or significant other on your weak leg and growing them to diamond, so many benefits. But what I do to calm my heart from being outraged that I don't have a significant other in my life is the positives is that you also don't have that account that you have to keep active. So you're saving a little bit of money that way. And it is a little bit less stressful when it's just me. I'm only managing myself. I don't have to worry about a sister that I'm trying to keep active, or my mom or a spouse. Like, it does get a little bit more confusing. Again, the pros of having your spouse on board or significant other or whoever outweighs these other things, but you are saving a little bit of money, and it will take longer to grow your account to diamond as well as star diamond, but that income that you're bringing in ideally is from working coaches. So there are some positives to single life.
Can I add to that? So that was me, because I was like, wait a minute, I don't have it for the first 2.5 years. Think of all the people that you can get set up with the workouts and Shakeology. I mean, I feel like every time I was on a date, I would leave with 2 Success Club points. Not kidding you. Like, everybody needs Shakeology. Everybody needs to work out. Everybody needs something. I can't even tell you the amount of Success Club points I left with when I was dating. Now he's a coach. One of them's a coach now, but that's because we're living together.
I love it. Oh, also something to note if you do have a significant other, for those of you, yes, you'd have to buy something under them to get them active, but the strategy piece is if you don't want to keep paying for that, just send them a customer. Like, work your business enough so that you can send them one bod renewal. They're good for 5 weeks. So you don't have to keep paying for things if you don't want them to. You can just send some customers to them, which is good anyways for volume once you're in that realm.
And that's the goal too. That's what I teach all of my coaches is sign your spouse up so they're in a good spot, high up in your upline. But if you don't have to keep them sign up another coach on that same leg. So it doesn't matter if they're active or not. You don't have to pay anything for them to stay active because you have someone else there who's active that's keeping you emerald rank. You will want them to be active once you are shooting for diamond, but just get them signed up. And then there is that $16 monthly business fee, but otherwise just sign up someone else on that leg and another person and another person. And it's not that much money out of your pocket.
So Deed says, where are you finding working coaches right now? Instagram, Facebook, hashtags, your posts, forms, what's your onboarding system once they are signed up?
So what I've been doing lately that has been really successful for me is, and I feel like we've been given this tip before, but I'll say it again. I'm really trying to focus on attracting people like me and only spending my time with those people specifically. And I know everyone on this call has different professions, but I'm a physical therapist, and right before I quit my job, I was doing travel physical therapy. So the very first thing I have in my bio is that I'm a physical therapist, and I have almost exclusively been trying to follow physical therapy accounts or people following physical therapy accounts. And then for those specific people, my intro message, my new follower message is very long. It will be like, hey, Deed, where did I put my phone? I don't know where my phone is right now. But I'll say like, hey, Deed, not sure how I came across your account, but I love your vibe. I just wanted to, or no, sorry. It's because they follow me back. That's the big thing. And I think it's because they're a physical therapist and they immediately see that I am. So they follow me back and I'll say, hey, thanks for the follow. Just wanted to introduce myself. I'm a physical therapist. I just moved from Boston to Buffalo, and I have a dog that I'm obsessed with. I have a part-time job as an online accountability coach, which allows me more free time, but I still love chocolate and wine. Cheers to meeting new friends. Where are you from and what do you do? And I am shocked at how many people send me paragraphs back with information about themselves. I don't know if it's because we have that connection to physical therapy, because people who aren't PTs just ignore me. So for those people, I'll just send, hey, thanks for following. I like to use my account to hold me accountable. Are you also working on any health or nutrition goals? But I've been able to form a lot of really great connections by being very intentional on the type of message that I'm sending the person who's following me or that I want to follow me. So I don't know if that answers your question at all, but so not necessarily hashtags. I've been using accounts and people following those accounts or people commenting or liking a photo from that account. That's how I've been doing my expanding lately. And then Instagram is where it's been, not necessarily Facebook. Posts, I post about coaching because I know that that's a good way to talk about it and get it out in the open, but very rarely does anyone comment on my post asking for more information. It's always a direct message. And I like to do voice messages. I get such a higher response rate when I leave a voice message inviting to coaching, even if they say no. I can't tell you how many times they'll say, oh my gosh, it was so nice to hear your voice, but no thanks, that's not my jam. I'm like, okay, awesome. What do you do for work? And you start a connection and then invite a month later. Whereas when I just do a text, they just ghost me. They don't even say no. So voice messages have been working well. Onboarding system, once they say, yep, sign me up, is that where you want me to start? Let me back up. When I invite to coaching, if they say, yeah, tell me more, the very first thing I say is, okay, awesome. I have a recording that's 11 minutes long. Would you want, and it goes over all the details. Would you want to watch that? Or would you rather just chat about it in this message thread? And some people want to chat about it. Some people want to watch the recording, but I like to ask that question right away. And then we talk about how to get them set up the same as if they were a challenger. And then I will say, okay, here's an email that I send them. This is what Fit Vibes Tribe is. My personal team is Empower Empire. These are when our team calls are, the dates and the times of the week. Feel free to turn off notifications, all of that. And then I put them into Fit Vibes Tribe and say, start the units training and also create a post announcing that you're a coach now. Remember to put in it how you're feeling, how you felt before you were a coach, how you're feeling now. People can relate to feelings. And then they do that. Does that answer your question? I guess that's my onboarding system. And then I have a getting started right call after that.
I think it helps, and you mentioned your new follower message, but so I guess a question I'm thinking of is how do you go from that new follower message to them being a working coach? Do you just think that they're your tribe, so then you invite them to coaching?
Yeah, typically there's nothing, very rarely is there a reason that I would invite them to coaching other than the fact that I like their personality and I like their feed. They are just someone that we've been having a good conversation. And I always start my invites with something like, I know this is super random and we hardly know each other, but I love your vibe and I feel like you'd be great at doing what I do. Or what's another one? I know this is super random, or I don't know if this is up your alley at all or not. I call out the fact that this is really weird. Like, we have not talked about fitness. We have not talked about nutrition. We haven't even talked about the fact that I'm a coach. So this is a little weird. It's a little out of the blue. But hey, would you be interested in learning more? So that's how I approach it. We're rarely ever talking about fitness before I talk about coaching or even challenge groups.
So what percentage of your invites would you say is inviting to a challenge group versus inviting to coaching?
I go through phases. Currently it's probably 50-50. I go through phases where it's 90% challenge groups because I feel like people need that group first, and then I'll invite those people to coaching. And then I go through other phases where I'm like, no, I signed up to coach right from the get-go. I know there are other people out there that want to sign up to coach right from the get-go. And I mostly do coaching invites. I tend to get a lesser response rate from coaching invites, so then I'll go back to challenge groups, but I'm currently doing about 50-50, and I think that's because we have a sneak peek tomorrow. If we don't have a sneak peek, admittedly, I invite to coaching less. Sneak peeks are such an easy opportunity to just invite something to, and then hands off, just pop them into the group.
Yeah, and one thing I mentioned earlier in the chat, if you're a newer coach or you're just in your head about inviting, remember you're only inviting them to learn more. You're not inviting them to make a sale. You're not inviting them to sign up right here, right now, and so you're just inviting them to learn more about coaching or even learn more about your challenge group. And Gretchen did mention that she has a sneak peek tomorrow. Also, we have another one next Wednesday. So if you're like, oh my God, I just have zero time to invite, we have one next week. And I'm really starting to invite to that really tomorrow because I've dropped the ball a little bit. So you're not behind. You can start inviting to that, and we can give you the details on that.
I actually prefer inviting to sneak peeks within like 24 to 48 hours before, because I find that people forget if you invite them too soon. So ours is tomorrow, and I'm starting to heavily recruit today for that. And then even after the sneak peek happens, your invite changes slightly and you say, hey, I was just part of a sneak peek instead of, I'm going to be part of a sneak peek. Do you want to learn more? I was just part of a sneak peek. Do you want the recording?
That's a good one. Dude says, how many coach invites do you send per day or week on average?
So that's a good question. Obviously, every week is different. And I don't know if you guys do this, but I put a different amount of weight to it if there's someone who it's actually like a legit invite where I want to be your best friend. I know we're going to be friends someday, whether it's now or a year from now. That to me is a more valuable invite. So there are some weeks that I send out 50 coach invites a week, but it's just, hey, you want to learn about coaching? We haven't really talked too much. And then there's others where I only do 10 coach invites a week, but it's people where I'm like, you're a PT or you're a personal trainer, you have something that I love about you, and this invite means a lot. Even if you say no, I'm going to invite you again and I want you to coach someday. I put so much more meaning behind that. So with those, I might only do 10 in a week. And I know that even if they say no, we're going to continue the relationship and it'll continue. Whereas if I'm just banging them out one after the other, then maybe 50 a week. On average right now, just to give you more concrete number, on average coach invites per week that I've been doing lately, it's probably like 15. With the sneak peek this week, I've done 30 so far, but my heavy recruiting is starting tonight. So it'll probably be more like 50. And some of those are re-invites. They're not all brand new people.
And you work about an hour and a half a day, maybe 2 hours right now, right?
Mm-hmm. So, and I have the type of personality where I just choose one task per day, sometimes two, but like it's my inviting day and I just bang them out. Or it's my adding new followers day and I'll just do that. It's way too, my mind has so much going on, as I'm sure all of you do, that to have 4 daily tasks to do in one day, even though you do less of them, is just too much for me. So I pick one thing, maybe 2. And I just focus on doing as many as I can of those.
I just realized it's after 4. We've been going for about an hour. So any questions before we wrap up? Oh, let me check Facebook real quick.
My phone was under my notes this whole time.
I had a suspicion it was right there. By the way, over on Facebook, Caitlin said that her boyfriend is a veteran, hyphen free coach sign up. So that's a reminder too. If your significant other is a veteran or active in the military, or if you're a spouse and he's active in the military, you don't have to pay that monthly $16 coach fee. I always forget to mention that. Hallie just learned that. That's new info for you, isn't it? Awesome. Any questions, guys? Or more questions?
How do you tell, like, because I definitely have like military people. How do you tell them that? How do you tell Beachbody that? How do you tell the people that?
There is a form in our online office underneath support forms and documents. It's called like military coach waiver. It's not a form they fill out, but you can send it to them because it just explains it. It's like, probably gonna get this wrong, but I think it's like a DD 214 form. That's like paperwork for people in the military. They should know what it is, and they just email it to corporate. All right, guys, if no one has any more questions, let's do a boomerang, and then we will let you go for the rest of your afternoon. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Of course, I did a regular photo. All right, Gretchen, thank you so much for being an open book and sharing all of that with us. I feel like it lit me up, and I'm like, I want to go like build to diamond again. But if you guys have any questions or concerns and fears and all of that, reach out to us. Let us know. We're here to help you get to diamond and beyond, and to grow your business in whatever way that you want to. So enjoy the rest of your day, you guys, and thanks again, Gret.